Shalom to the elect of Israel, to the hopeful elect of Israel, you Hebrew Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indian, Haitians. Gotta give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rekah, Korash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, who teach well. In a sincere salutation to all the Akim, pushing the truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hope for the elect. And shalom to the outwalk who are listening and learning, a few sisters who are listening and learning. I'm Isaiah from the GMS Orlando camp, coming at you another lesson in truth, facts, faith, and edification, another daily edification, Lord's willing to be edifying. And this is Physicians of No Value. Now I was watching this morning, actually it's still going on right now, on Capitol Hill. They have all the specialists talking about the coronavirus. And they had this chick, the senator from Massachusetts, and she was asking Dr. Fauci what's gonna be like if he can give her some numbers on what he think the outcome is gonna be. He told her he can't tell her, but as of right now, they got 40,000 a day cases, and he told her it can easily go up to 100,000 cases a day. Now they said that they by next year they'll have a vaccine, man. These people don't know nothing, man. Why? Because this is not their show. They having a big meeting. They got all the top specialists, all the top doctors of North America right now gathered at Capitol Hill talking about what's the outcome going to be. What can they do, man? And they already said the masks. They talking about everybody wearing masks, but guess what? They don't work, man. The mask is not helping, man. This is this is the move. This is Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah moving, man. And these devils, they don't have no answers, man. They talking about having a vaccine by next year. It ain't finna happen, man. I'm finna play this. I got a couple videos I'm gonna play, and I'm gonna get these precepts.
What's driving the coronavirus surge in this country right now? In a new interview with CNN's Elizabeth Cohen, Dr. Anthony Fauci says too many people are ignoring the guidelines of social distancing and requests to wear a mask.
So, like, let me run that back.
Driving the coronavirus surge in this country right now. In a new interview with CNN's Elizabeth Cohen, Dr. Anthony Fauci says too many people are ignoring the guidelines of social distancing and requests to wear a mask.
What has happened, I guess understandably, but nonetheless regrettably, that people took the attitude in some places of either all or none. Either you lock down or you just let it fly and you just ignore many of the guidelines of physical distancing, wearing a mask, shaking hands, not shaking hands, avoiding crowds. And what happened is you see pictures on the TV of the fact that even in states that are telling their citizens to do it correctly, they're doing that. There are crowds, they're not physical distancing, and they're not wearing masks. That's a recipe for disaster. It's something I spoke about time and again. We do need to open up again, no doubt about it. We want to get the economy back, but you've got to do it in a measured way. And now we're seeing the consequences of community spread, which is even more difficult to contain than spread in a well-known physical location.
And this lady, this senator from Massachusetts said that, hey, it's she said this is our future, this is the new normal, and it's bringing the economy to its knees, man. These devils is about money, man. All they care about is the money. And shalom to everybody on the comment board. Shalom. Yahweh Shema Shah Bahashim Karkadash Rakatham. Shalom. These people is about money, man. They don't care about none of this social distance. How you gonna social distance when you still got to go to Walmart and Publix and all whatever Kroger's and whatever other grocery store that you have in your city? When you still got to go out, you still got to get gas, whatever it is, man. How you gonna social distance, man? They about money. They're about to be bankrupt, man. Babylon the Great is already in debt, and there's no answers, man. And the reason there's no answers because this is the Lord, man.
Like a prison or a nursing home or a meatpacking place. When you have community spread, it's insidious because there are so many people in the community who are infected but asymptomatic. It makes it extremely problematic to do efficient contact tracing because most of the people who are infected don't even know they're infected. So how do you do contact tracing when someone doesn't have any symptoms?
We heard Dr. Fauci talk about contact tracing, and that's the public health practice where you call someone who's infected, the Department of Health calls them and says, wow, who did you have contact with over this period of time? We need to call them and tell them to stay at home, to tell them to quarantine. I told him that I've talked to many people who have been infected, and none of them have ever gotten that contact tracing call. So I said, Dr. Fauci, how do you think we're doing with contact tracing? Let's listen to his answer.
I don't think we're doing very well for a number of reasons, not all of which is the fault of the system. In that, I mentioned this over the past few days, that if you go into the community and call up and say, how's the contact tracing going? The dots are not connected because a lot of it is done by phone. You make a contact, 50% of the people, because you're coming from an authority, don't even want to talk to you. If you're in an area where there are a lot of brown people who are Latinx at the border, they're concerned.
Hey, and when I was watching this morning on Capitol Hill, hey, they kept talking about you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Why? Because it's the Lord, man. The Lord is bringing judgment in the earth. This is just one of many pestilences, man. It's just one of many. And another thing that caught me when they kept talking about so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, West Indian Haitians about this disease is they know that we are the majority, man. They know that. That's why they keep saying we gotta get these people the vaccine because they know that you Negro, Latino, Native Americans are the majority and not the minority, man. They know that.
If you give them confidential information, it's going to work against them. And then there are those who they'll give you the contact, but you don't exactly isolate them. They get lost in the shuffle. That's very, very difficult situation. That we've got to do better on. But what's even more confounding, Elizabeth, is that when you have a community-based outbreak like's going on right now in several states, Florida, California, Texas, Arizona, etc., what you're seeing is community-based spread where 20 to 40% of the people who are infected don't have any symptoms. So the standard classic paradigm of identification, isolation, contact tracing doesn't work no matter how good you are because you don't know who you're tracing. They're out there. They don't even know that they're infected. So as I mentioned a few times recently, one of the things that we are considering doing is completely blanketing these communities with tests to get a feel for what the penetrance is in the community of infection. You can do that by a number of ways. You can do pooled testing of large numbers of people together in one shot. You can get community people to get boots on the ground and to go out there and look for the people instead of getting on a phone and doing so-called contact tracing by phone.
Now, contact tracing is one of the pillars of things to do in order to get an outbreak under control. Contact tracing is one of those pillars, and Dr. Fauci clearly said that we need to do better. I also spoke with Dr. Fauci about the effort to get a vaccine. He seemed optimistic that one would be on the market at the end of this year, the beginning of next year, but he had reservations about whether we'd be able to achieve the levels of immunity that we need. Let's take a listen. Vaccines have different levels of efficacy. If you get 2 doses of measles vaccine, you are almost 100% protected. But, as you and I know, the flu vaccine, even on a well-matched year, is, 40 to 60% protective against, flu. Which do we think this is going to be? Is it going to be 100%? We are going to protect against this, or it might be something less than that. And if so, how much less?
Well, as you probably know the answer to your own question, Elizabeth, we don't know the answer to that right now.
See?
You've got to do the testing to find out. I doubt seriously that any vaccine will ever be 100% protected. The best we've ever done is measles, which is 97 to 98% effective. That would be wonderful if we get there. I don't think we will. I would settle for a 70, 75% effective vaccine, because that would bring you to that level of would be herd immunity level.
All this technology that they got, all this advanced equipment that they got, and they don't have a cure, man. They will never have one. That's why we trust, our physician is Yahweh Shai, man. These devils don't got no answers, man. They don't got no answers. These are the Job 13 and 4, man. And I got to read that now. The brother had posted it. I had it already. That's one of the precepts that I'm going to bring out. It's Job 13 and 4. But ye are forges of lies. Ye are all physicians of no value, man. They have no understanding of what's really going on. Now I want to drop that. I want to get this other one. I got 2 more, which I didn't finish that one, but that was the point I want to make. These devils don't have no answers, man. And I was watching this this Capitol Hill this morning that was live, man. They got all the top physicians, all these top specialists, man, and they don't have no answers, man. How you don't have no answers? And this is your kingdom, man. You said ain't what they say is what? Ain't no God, man. There's no God. It's just you become your own God. Well, why they can't create these? They can't get rid of these pestilence that's flying around. And there's more to come, man. Listen to this.
Sanjay Gupta. An interesting point of context, Doc. From 2 months ago, when they stopped the briefings, to now, we've had like 1.5 million cases. What have we seen in that time? Give us a little comparable.
It's hard to believe, Chris. I mean, it's just hard to believe all the things that we learned, all the things that we were starting to sort of figure out, and we completely sort of abandoned those things. If you put up the chart, which I know you showed April 27th, I believe almost exactly 2 months ago, you see what has happened here. The numbers are not only going up, they're at the highest levels they've been throughout this pandemic. It's as if, Chris, you have a patient in front of you who's bleeding out, and you put a little bit of pressure on the wound, and then you got bored and took the pressure off and kind of forgot about the patient, and the patient is starting to bleed again. At no point did we actually start to take care of the underlying problem here. So there's all this talk about, hey, the numbers are going up here a little bit. They're not going up here. So here's a bright spot. None of that matters at this point, Chris. You know why? Because we're not doing the things we need to do to address the fundamental problem. There is a virus. It is circulating. It is contagious. It is causing the problems that we see. And people will say, well, how come it's not causing as big a problem over here? I don't know. It doesn't matter. The virus hasn't changed. So if you're not doing something to solve the problem over here, eventually you're going to have a problem. You remember they were, Governor DeSantis went up to Washington, spent time in the Oval Office, talking about the fact that Florida, they escaped it. They dodged the bullet. How long ago was that? A few weeks ago.
And look, I did a lesson the other day. He been lying, man. And the chick that he had hired to create the coronavirus dashboard for Florida, they fired her, man, because she was putting up the numbers, and they didn't want her to put the numbers up, man. So they fired her. They was cutting the numbers back, man. This Jeremiah 46 and 10. But this is the day of the Lord Yahweh power of hosts, a day of vengeance, that he may avenge him on his adversaries, and the sword shall devour, and it shall be salute and made drunk with their blood. For the Lord Yahweh of hosts, for the Lord Yahweh power of hosts, have a sacrifice in the north country by the river Euphrates. And today, being spiritually Egypt and Babylon, that river Euphrates that run through what? The whole North America is what? That Mississippi River, man. It said, go up into Gilead and take balm, O virgin, the daughter of Egypt. In vain shall thou use many medicines, for thou shalt not be cured. The nations have heard of thy shame, and that in thy cry have filled the land. For the mighty men have stumbled against the mighty, and they are fallen both together. It said, what? O virgin, the daughter of Egypt, in vain shall thou use many medicines, but thou shalt not be cured. When you go to Jeremiah 51, it reads this. Jeremiah 51:7. Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her, take balm for her pain. If so be, she may be healed. We will have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the sky. So I say, take balm, man. Take balm for her pain. If so, she may be healed. As Jeremiah 46 said, they're going to use many medicines and will not be cured, man. There's nothing that's going to happen to Babylon the Great that it can use to heal this place, man. This place is on the downfall. This is and it's been on the downfall, man, since the 60s, man. This Isaiah 19 and verse 3. It reads, and the spirit of Egypt shall fall in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to their idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to the wizards. None of these things are going to work, man. Okay? This is another one, Isaiah 47. Isaiah 47:10. It reads, but thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee, and thou hast said in thy heart, I am, and none else beside me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it rises, and mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off. They is not going to put this off, man. And this is just the first of many, man. Thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly when thou shalt not, it's a which thou shalt not know. Stand now with thine enchantments. Hey, while you're drinking baby's blood, all your sorcery, going to worship at the what is it, the Bohemian Grove, okay? That owl, man, worshiping Molech. They say, stand now with thy enchantments and with the multitudes of thy sorcery. That's why this is what Babylon or the Chaldeans, man, witchcrafters, man. Stand now with thy enchantments and with the multitude of thy sorceries, within thou hast labored from thy youth. They've been doing this since they came over here, man, before they got here. That was the whole point of them had to flee from where they was at, man. These Freemasons. It reads, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth, if so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counselors. What I just said, we watch this Capitol Hill, man. They have no answers. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counselors. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, and the monthly prognosticators stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee. There's nothing that can save Babylon, man. It will not be healed, man.
ago,
Yeah.
a couple months, I can't even, 6 weeks, whatever it was. And now we see what's happening in Florida. My parents live in Florida. 80 to 90% in some places of the ICU beds are full right now. See what these numbers are on Monday, 3 days from now. See what happens. The numbers are going to be much higher.
Actually, you won't know.
We're going to have.
You won't know, Sanjay.
We won't
you know
even know.
why? Because they're fighting in Florida, the health department with the governor, because he doesn't want them to report how many beds are filled. He just wants to deal with patients. Now, help us understand something. Why would he want to draw that distinction? How does that help him?
I don't know.
Because they are the devil, man. That's why. They the devil, man. And just like they fired this girl, I forgot her name. I did a lesson on it. I think it was Friday. No, Saturday I did a lesson on it. They fired this girl, man. I forgot her name. And she was putting up the real numbers, man. And they fired her because he said, this guy, DeSantis, he said that she was falsifying numbers, man. And she told them that they should have never opened Florida back up, man. A few of the counties that was in Florida, she told them they shouldn't open up the counties, and they did it anyway, and they fired her, man. And look what happened. That's why this one made me do a lesson on it, because what he had hid, she put the real numbers up. They was lying. He put up 75,000 and something. She put up that it was 85,000 and something. They knocked down the numbers, and look what happened. It came back, man, sevenfold, man. Now, Florida is one of the #1 states. Cases is, hey, they don't know what to do, man. Lying. What is a lies, man?
Chris, I've been trying to figure out and I find what I end up doing is trying to justify some of these things. There is no rational explanation for this.
There is none.
The fact of the matter is that the virus is causing significant amounts of illness. If it were just testing that were leading to an increased number of people being infected, you wouldn't have the significant surge in hospitalizations. That's fundamental, right? I was talking to my 12-year-old today about that. She got it right away. She fundamentally understood it. I think people get that, right? This isn't just about the testing. We are going to run into a situation. I remember you and I talking when this was happening in northern Italy, and I had friends over there, and they were saying they would call the hospital, they would call and they would say, hey, my husband, my wife is having difficulty breathing. They're developing shortness of breath. I'm worried. I need to get them to the hospital. And the hospital would say, we can't send an ambulance. We have no beds in the hospital right now. Can you imagine that, Chris? I mean, I don't know what gets through at this point. We've got to stop the bleeding here. And then we got to take care of the fundamental problem. It is still within our power. I think if it's not the policies in these places, it's got to be the people, because this is the time to rise to the occasion and actually do some fundamental things that frankly aren't that hard. This virus isn't that hardy. It doesn't like to actually live outside and can't jump that far. If you wear a mask, you keep some distance, you can actually start to get control of this thing. They've done it in countries around the world. So we have real-time data and examples of success stories that we're not making this up. It can be done. And I'm worried, Chris, that you haven't heard me talk like this, but I'm concerned right now because it feels like we've given up at this point.
They should be worried. All the wickedness that you done, that they done to the Negro, Latino, and Native Americans, so-called, you should be worried, man. Let me go back to this. There is no healing this place, man. This place is done. As a matter of fact, let me read this before I move on to this last video. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 10. It reads, the physician cutteth off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die. And who is the physician? This is Matthew chapter 9, verse 12. It reads, but when Yahushua heard that, he said unto them, they that be whole need not a physician, but they that are sick. And we sick, man. That's why we need the mercy of Yahweh to send his son Yahushua to redeem the elect, which he will. But no one knows who they are, man. No one, you don't have no assurance that you will be saved. So what you must do, repent, man. Repent. Well, we constantly say repent, 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 man. That your sin may be blotted out, man. You got to be transformed through the renewing of your mind, man. Because this place is going down. It's going down fast. And if you don't repent, convert, and be healed, and do the work for the Lord, man, talking about you so-called Negro, Latino, Native American men, you ain't gonna make it, man. Again, they that be whole need not a physician, but they that are sick, man. And the Lord said He's doing what? He's sending Yahushua to do what? Ecclesiastes 10 and 10. The physician, which is Yahushua, cut up off a long disease, and he that is today a king, tomorrow shall die. Now this is 2 Thessalonians 2 and 7. Because it said the physician cut off a long disease, man. And the disease is who? It start with Esau, Edom, right? The king of Babylon and all its allies, man. And everywhere where them devils is spread it out thin at, man. This is 2 Thessalonians 2 and 7. For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let. Who is that? Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua, man. Now we know the Most High Yahweh gave the blueprint to his son Yahushua, and Yahushua and the angel create everything, man. And it said by him and for him, man. So right here, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 7, for the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let. Who is that, man? Yahushua, man. Through the spirit and power of his father, man, Yahweh. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way, man. So the Lord is letting this go on, man. This is a movie. These chess pieces, the Lord is moving strategically, and these devils don't know nothing, man. They don't have no answers, man. They don't have no answers, man. This is Jeremiah chapter 50. They have no answers. They don't understand what the hell going on, man. It's Jeremiah 50 and 23. How was the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How was Babylon become a desolation among the nations? How? Verse 24. I have laid a snare for thee. They don't know nothing, man. The Lord laid a snare for them, man. I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou was not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord, man. The Lord Yahweh, verse 25, the Lord Yahweh have opened up his armory, and pestilence is part of the armory, man, along with the missiles, along with famine, along with the word going out, right? The spirit of the Lord mouth, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 8. These are all a part of the armory of the Lord, man. The Lord Yahweh have opened up his armory and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the work of the Lord Yahweh power of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans, man. In the land of you soothsayers, man. You stargazer, you monthly prognosticators. This is the Lord said he laid a snare for you, man. And you was not known about it, man. It's a trap. The same trap that you set for so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, the Lord set the trap for you, man. And now you have no answers. You don't understand what's going on. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and 19. For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise. And what's the wisdom of this world? Foolishness to the Most High. Because it say what? These people, the world, they got their own wisdom. The Lord gave them their portion, man, to think that they have wisdom, but they really don't have nothing, man. For it is written, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise and will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent, man. They have no knowledge. They have no knowledge. This is a precept to that is Jeremiah 49 and 7. Listen to this. Concerning Edom, thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished? That's why I read 1 Corinthians 1 and 19. For it is written, which I just read, I will destroy the wisdom of the wise and will bring to nothing the understanding of the prudent, man. They don't have no understanding of what's going on, man. The Lord got these devils in a trick bag, man. They have no understanding. The Lord laid a snap for them, man. They don't know what's going on. Their witchcraft, their sorcery is not working, man. Now this video right here, let me play this video, because this guy right here going in, man. Hey, Lord, wouldn't this be edifying, man? Because, hey, we in the time, hey, it's time to get down or lay down, man. You either going to be with Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah, or you're going to get put to death, man, grievously. Because I tell you in Isaiah 12:3, these are the wells of salvation, man. Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah.
People need to know, but there's a thing called the debt to GDP ratio. When the thing crashed in 2020 in March, the debt went up and the GDP, the gross domestic product, went down. This has happened throughout history. This is not the only time.
Let me run that back. I ain't had the volume all the way up.
This is a little bit more than people need to know, but there's a thing called the debt to GDP ratio. When the thing crashed in 2020 in March, the debt went up and the GDP, the gross domestic product, went down. This has happened throughout history. This is not the only time this has happened. The Federal Reserve Bank is a socialist or a communist organization, but they'll never tell you that. What this marks to me is the end of the American Empire. And because that's what happened with the end of the Roman Empire. And what happened at the end of the Roman Empire, the leaders of Rome debased the currency. They were taking silver coins and gold coins, they were filing them and melting them and doing all these goofy things. They were fighting wars, we're still fighting wars that we couldn't afford, they couldn't afford, and they started taxing the worker. And back in Roman times, the worker was the farmer or the yeoman. And so the government, those fat asses up there, were just taxing the crap out of the worker. And pretty soon the worker says, why should I work? Because, I've got to just keep giving my money to the government. And pretty soon they call them Roman circuses, so they're the big coliseums, and they were feeding lions, people to lions and all that other stuff. Today we have the Super Bowl and the March Madness, and everything's the same, it's the same.
Lock it for that.
Hi, this is Robert Kiyosaki. I'm going to talk to you about an opportunity to learn to be an entrepreneur on the internet.
Lock it.
Our Federal Reserve Bank, our Treasury, and our government has messed up the US dollar so much that they have to find a way to keep people happy. So the stimulus money they print, everybody says, oh God, it's because of they shut the economy down and this and that. And everybody says, yeah, so they're going to give me PPP and all of this stuff. So just remember this, that money comes from production. And when we pay people not to produce, which is PPP and all that, we just pay them not to revolt. And that's what happened during the Roman times. And so that's why I say it's the end of the American Empire, because our money is corrupt. So that's basically it. Now, would I take the money? Absolutely. We're talking about, don't fight the government, don't fight the Fed, don't fight politics. If they're going to give me $1,000, I'll take it, but I would convert it into either gold, silver, or Bitcoin. You've got to be.
And why did every time, man, you always got somebody always saying that America and the Roman Empire is the same, man? Because it is, man. When you read Revelation, it tell you about the beast with the head, man, that was wounded, man. And the wound was healed, man. Now, I just read Jeremiah 46. It say what? O virgin daughter of Egypt, man. Then you got what? Isaiah 47:1. O virgin daughter of Babylon. When you read Revelation, what does it say? This is spiritually Egypt. This is spiritually Sodom and Gomorrah, man. This is the revised Roman Empire, man. Everybody know that North America, Babylon the Great, is the revised Roman Empire, man. And they're falling the exact same way they did back then, man. There's nothing new under the sun, man. Ecclesiastes 1. As a matter of fact, let's read that. Ecclesiastes 1 and 9 reads, the thing that have been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It have been already of old time, which was before us. Ecclesiastes 3 and 15. That which have been is now, and that which is to be have already been, and power required that which is past. This is Ecclesiastes 1 and 4. One generation passeth away, and another generation cometh, but the earth abideth forever. Ecclesiastes 4 and 16. There is no end of all the people, even of all that have been before them. They also that come after shall not rejoice in him. Surely this also is vanity and vexation of spirit. Because when you read Isaiah 14 and 21, it said they that come after them, man, will not rejoice. Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities, man. There's nothing new, man. And these devils, just like 2/3 of Jake, man. When you read Ezekiel 18 and 20, it reads this. The soul that sinneth, it shall die. The son shall not bear iniquity of the father, neither shall the father bear iniquity of the son. The righteousness of the righteous shall be upon him, and the wickedness of the wicked shall be upon him. So if you was wicked in all your recycled generation, you're going to be wicked now, man. If you was righteous then, the Lord already had a predestined, chosen from the beginning, man. And they are back right now. No one knows who they are, but they're here, man. That's why these peoples, hey, they have no understanding, man. Daniel 12 and 10. Only the wise will understand. The Lord told Ezra to hide these things, man, and teach them to the wise of the people that's seeking truth, man. That's why Jeremiah 5 and 1. It reads this. Run ye to and fro through the streets of Jerusalem, and see now and know, and seek in the broad places, if ye can find a man. If you can find a man. The Lord said when he come back, when he found faith on earth, man. Those predestined ones. If you can find a man, if there be any that execute judgment, that seeketh the truth, and I will pardon it, man.
He's smarter than the government, which is not that hard to do. And it's just coming apart right now. And, like when the Fed talks about stimulus checks, well, the only people that get rich, they get all that money for free. It goes into them via BlackRock, a hedge fund, and it goes straight into Wall Street. And then the guys who own Facebook and Amazon get richer. UBI is a small part of it. What they're doing is they're propping up zombies. And the zombies are companies that are mismanaged, like Hertz right now is completely bankrupt. Boeing is bankrupt. The cruise ships are bankrupt. Ford's bankrupt. And the Fed, the Treasury, and Wall Street keep propping them up. I've said to your generation, you have more power today with that iPhone than any other generation in history. You know what I mean? That iPhone is a 2007 or 2009 it came out. Man, you guys have so much power to be the best entrepreneurs in the world. So there's a lot of good things happening for you guys, except if you went to school and you're taught by those incompetent school teachers, like my poor dad. They're good people, but they haven't got any, as they say in Spanish, no cojones. No cojones. The Federal Reserve Bank is a socialist or a communist organization, but they'll never tell you that. When I was about 25 years old, I started studying this stuff. And the more I studied, the more I felt I needed a shower. You know, I mean, they were just lying to us. When the market crashed in 2020, March of 2020, only 16% of the teachers, firefighters, and police officers' pension was funded. 16%. So they had $16 for every 100 they owed. Now it's down to 6. They're broke. So they're covering all of this up. So they want to bring UBI in so they can just mass produce money. And then so they're going to pay people not to work so they can escape. Do you know what I mean? So, well, we gave you all this money. We gave you all this money, and they're going to escape. You know, I say to your generation, with that iPhone, become an entrepreneur. You know, so you don't need the job security. Nothing wrong with it, but you don't want to need it. And you don't need the UBI. You don't need the paycheck. If you can get off of needing that paycheck, you're free. If you can make your own money. That's the difference. This is a little bit more than people need to know, but you know, there's a thing called the debt to GDP ratio. So when the thing crashed in 2020 in March, the debt went up and the GDP, the gross domestic product, went down. So we produced less, but we raised the debt up. So debt went up, GDP went down. And if this coronavirus comes back, which I think it will, we're bankrupt. Once debt to GDP passes 90%, we're bankrupt. Today it's 115% debt to GDP in America. So we're already bankrupt. And so the UBI is no different than the Romans paying the Roman citizens to sit in the Colosseum and watch the Dallas Cowboys play the Green Bay Packers. You know, nothing really changes. What they're afraid of is deflation, because deflation means depression. So this thing called quantitative easing, which is printing money, that came out in 1930. You know, well, Bernanke thinks he did it, but he copied it in 1930. And then they have zero interest rates policy. So what that means is they print money and then they pay you nothing, no interest, zero interest rate policy. And people still say to their kids, go to school, work hard, you know, save money, and, you know, save till it hurts. If you think like an entrepreneur, you've really got to think outside the box. And I said again, the iPhone gives you so much power. You know, I talked to that young guy. He's got he's 19 years old. His father wants me to tell him to go back to college. And so I called him up. I think the numbers were he gets $12 a month on a subscription basis. And he's got, I think, 6,000 or 6,000 subscribers. So he's making like.
Hey, you see, these people, man, they have no understanding, man, what's going on. This is Job 34 and verse 10. It reads, therefore, hearken unto me, ye men of understanding. The only one that understand what's going on is the hopeful elect, man. Israelites, man. These heathens, man. The Lord created these 18 nations. We know it's 18 nations on the earth, man. You 12 tribes of Israel, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, you West Indian Haitians, man. You are one nation. The other 17 nations, they have no knowledge, man. They have no wisdom. They don't understand what's going on, man. They understand what the world, they understand the ways of the world, man. We, Lord willing, through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Abishai, we understand what's going on through the spirit, man. This is Job 34 and 10. Therefore, hearken unto me, ye men of understanding. Far be it from power that he should do wickedness, and from the Almighty that he should commit iniquity. For the work of a man shall he render unto him, and cause every man to find according to his ways. Yet surely power will not do wickedly, neither will the Almighty pervert judgment. who have given him a charge over the earth, or who have disposed the whole world. Listen to this, man. If he set his heart upon man, if he gather to himself his spirit and his breath, all flesh shall perish together, and man shall turn again into dust, man. That's what's going on, man. If now thou hast understanding, hear this, hearken to the voice of my words. Again, Job 34:15, all verse 14. If he set his heart upon man, this talking about Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai. If he gather unto himself his spirit and his breath, right? The valley of dry bones that he gave when he rose up the whole house of Israel, all flesh shall perish together. If the Lord draw his spirit back, everything will die off, man. Trees, everything, man. Everything has a spirit, man. Everything has the spirit of the Heavenly Father Yahweh, man. And if he draw back his breath, everything will die, man. Say, all flesh shall perish together, and man shall turn again unto dust. If now thou hast understanding, hear this. Hearken to the voice of my words. Because the whole duty is to what? Fear Yahweh, keep his commandments, man. This is Proverbs 21:16. It reads, the man that wandereth out of the way of understanding shall remain in the congregation of the dead, man. Of the dead, man. All this one about what's going on, man. What about the Lord, man? What about these scriptures, man? What about doing this, man? This is 2 Timothy 2:15. It reads, study to show thyself approved unto power, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. Study to show thyself approved, man. This is what you should be worried about. This is 2 Peter 1:10. This is what you should be doing, man. Wherefore the brethren, give diligence to make your calling and election sure. For if you do these things, you shall never fall, man. We want about working out our own salvation, man. Because the Lord is coming, man. I don't know if you've seen that video with that big chariot, man. That gigantic chariot. Hey, Yahweh Shai coming, man. Philippians 2:12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling, man. And you know what the scriptures say, man. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 10. Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, we persuade men, but we are made manifest unto power, and I trust also are made manifest in your consciences, man. We got to work out our own salvation, man. Be worried about salvation. The Lord said, don't worry about 2/3, man. Don't worry about the heathens. But we see the prophecy playing out. These are the signs of the times, man. These are the signs of the time, man. Hey, shalom, everybody on the comment board. Shalom, shalom. How about Shema Shah, about Shem Kakadas Brakatham? Shalom. The brother Adam Nana put up Joshua 1:18. Hey, as a matter of fact, since you put that up, I got a couple precepts I gotta bring out pertaining to that. Oh, that's beautiful. Gadal Gabal Yahweh to put up Job 34:34. Let men of understanding tell me, and let a wise man hearken unto me. Beautiful, beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah, that's the spirit. I was in that Job 34. That's the spirit. Gadal Gabal Yahweh to put up Jeremiah 51:60. So Jeremiah wrote in the book, right, all the evil that should, right. I brought this out the other day in the video. Me and the brother did Sunday. So Jeremiah wrote in the book all the evil that shall come upon Babylon, even all these words that are written against Babylon, right? The brother Abner now put up John 10 and 10. A thief come not but to steal and to kill. A thief come not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they may have life and that they may have it more abundantly. Right, man? Everlasting salvation, man. Rest, everlasting rest, man, in the kingdom, man. Brother got Jeremiah 51 and 9. Adam Nana. We would have healed Babylon. I read that. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed, man. Forsake her and let us go. Everyone to his own country. Hey, everybody gonna leave this place, man. Why? Because it's finna be desolate, man. It's gonna be desolate, man. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the skies, man. I done 1001. I don't know why I'm showing these. Isaiah 48 and 14. It said, ye assemble yourselves and hear, which among them have declared these things. The Lord Yahweh have loved him. He will do this pleasure on Babylon. He will do his pleasure on Babylon, and his arms shall be on the Chaldeans. Right. Come, man. Come. Matter of fact, let me go pull that again. Isaiah 48 and 14. It's beautiful, man. This is seek the most high kingdom, Matthew 6 and 20. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where neither moth nor rust do corrupt, and where thieves do not break through and steal. And that's talking about your spirit, that wisdom, knowledge, understanding, man. Hey, because everything else doesn't matter in this place, man. Babylon is going down. It's going down, man. And that Jeremiah 51, cold, man. This is Prince of Yahweh, known as Derek Dennis, Hosea 5 and 8. Gilead is a city of them that work iniquity, and it's polluted with blood. Beautiful, brother. That was beautiful. Con. That's Babylon the Great, man. As a matter of fact, since you got it, I'm gonna go ahead and pull that whole. I just read that too the other day at camp. Well, at our sit down. This is Jeremiah 51. Starting at verse 60. So Jeremiah wrote in the book all the evil that shall come upon Babylon, even all these words that are written against Babylon. And Jeremiah said to Sariah, when thou comest to Babylon and shalt see and shall read all these words, then shalt thou say, O Yahweh, thou hast spoken against this place to cut it off, that none shall remain in it, neither man nor beast, but that it shall be desolate forever, man. Forever. And it shall be, when thou hast made an end of reading this book, that thou shalt bind a stone to it and cast into the midst of Euphrates. That stone, when you read Revelation, when you read Revelation 18 and 20, I'm going to read it real quick. Revelation 18 and 20. It reads, and a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall the great city Babylon be thrown down and shall be found no more at all. So going back to Jeremiah, that's what Jeremiah was telling Sariah, man. Read again. Jeremiah 51 and verse 63. And it shall be when thou hast made an end of reading this book, that thou shalt bind a stone to it and cast it in the midst of Euphrates. And thou shalt say, thus shall Babylon sink and shall not rise from the evil that I will bring upon her. And they shall be weary Thus far are the words of Jeremiah. And that's why I love to link Revelation 18 and 20 to that, man. Because again, and the mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea. Jeremiah told Sarai to do the same thing, man. Take the book, when you finish reading it, bind this stone to it, and cast it in the sea, man. And a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall the great city Babylon be thrown down and shall not be found no more at all. Same thing as in Jeremiah 51, man. Let me go back to the top because your brother has some fire precepts on here, man. I want to get all of them before I close. Damn, 4th of July. Hey, Shalom, sisters. Shalom. Y'all Shem Shop Rock Thumb. Shalom, sisters. Oh, that's beautiful. Revelation 18 and 4. That was beautiful. Seek the Most High Kingdom. Revelation 18 and 4. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins. And that's talking about when we're going up into the chariots, man. Get beat up into the chariots. And that's when destruction going to hit. And that ye receive none of her plagues. Right. Verse 5. For her sins have reached into heaven, and power have remembered her iniquities, man. Seek the Most High Kingdom. Psalms 58 and 3, right. That's another one, man. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies, man. Speaking lies, man. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the death adder that stops their ears, man. Hey, they don't want to hear the truth, man. Because they full of lies and deceit, man. They was created to be the vessels of wrath, fitted for destruction, man. No truth can come from them, man. Okay, the Lord said what? As a matter of fact, Ecclesiastes 34 and 4 reads this. Of an unclean thing, what can be cleansed? And from that which is false, what truth can come, man? Not none, man. Okay? Ecclesiastes 34 and 4. Of an unclean thing, what can be cleansed? And from that which is false, what truth can come, man? You see, this is Job 14 and 4. It reads, who can bring a clean thing out of an unclean? Not one, man. Not one, man. Because these are the vessels of wrath fitted for destruction, man. I done Taza 1, put up Isaiah 24 and 6. Therefore have the cursed right devoured the earth. And who's the curse, man? That beast of the field, right? What did the Lord say? He's cursed above all cattle, man. Okay? He's cursed, man. And on his belly shall he go and eat dust all the days of his life, man. Meaning they're going to be the bases of men. On the belly, meaning they're going to be the bases of man. And they're going to eat dust, meaning confusion, man. These are the curse of the earth, man. Oh, Proverbs chapter 3 and Proverbs 3 and 33. The curse of the Lord Yahweh is in the house of the wicked, man. But he blessed the habitation of the just. The curse of the Lord Yahweh is in the house of the wicked. Who is the wicked according to the Bible, man? The Idumeans, man. The Job 9 and 24s. Isaiah 24 and 6. Therefore had the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left, man. We dealing with the curse of the earth, man. The Job 9 and 24s, man. This is Prince of Yahweh, known as Derek Dennis. Psalm 9 and 17. The wicked shall be turned into hell, and all the nations that forget Yahweh, Bahashim Yahushua. Beautiful. Yeah, man. And I got to read the brother precept. Oh, wow, that's cold. I ain't even, that's beautiful. The Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. I brought that out. That's the spirit, brother. That's the spirit. As a matter of fact, I got to read this Isaiah 48 and 14 again. It's Isaiah 48 and 14. Hey, cause they medicines, it's over, man. This place is done, man. All we doing is waiting. We just wait, man. All we doing is waiting. Isaiah 48 and 14. All ye assemble yourselves and hear which among them have declared these things. The Lord Yahweh have loved him. He will do his pleasure on Babylon, and his arm shall be on the Chaldeans, man. And it's happening. It's happening, man. These devils don't know whence to come. Beautiful. Prince of Yahweh, Jeremiah 51:29, and the land tremble and sorrow for every purpose of the Lord Yahweh shall be performed against Babylon to make the land of Babylon a desolation without inhabitant. Beautiful. 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 And I got Joshua 1 and 18. Whosoever he be that doeth rebel against the commandment and will not hearken unto the words in all that thou commanded him, he shall be put to death. Only be strong and of a good courage, man. Beautiful. Beautiful, man. Brother Yahweh Judah Israel put up Jeremiah 49:13. For I have sworn by myself, saith the Lord Yahweh, that Babel shall become a desolation, a reproach, a waste, and a curse, and all the cities thereof shall be perpetual waste. Beautiful. Yeah, man. Damn devils, man. That was beautiful. Beautiful precepts, man. Ate the water for the precept. Oh, the brother, let me read this. Brother got Yahweh Judah Israel got Psalm 1 and 1. I just read this the other day too. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, and standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. Right, man? Hey, the Lord is looking for what is that? Psalms 94 and 14. As a matter of fact, let me read it real quick. Psalms 94 and 16. Who will rise up for me against the evildoers? Or who will stand up for me against the workers of iniquity? The righteous man will do it, man. Them that stand in great boldness, man. Seek the Most High put up Seek the Most High Kingdom put up Romans 13:11. And that knowing that the time, that now is high time to awake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than we would believe, man. Yeah, man. Hey, tell you that 1 Thessalonians 5, man. We, the hopeful elect, they don't sleep, man. We woke, man. Woke, continually watching for the signs, doing lessons, man. And watching lessons, man. Hey, cause this time we in some serious time. These devils don't know what to do. But guess what? You know, man. Hey, cause we'll tell you in 1 Corinthians 2 and 16, we had a mind of Yahweh Shai, man. And Yahweh Shai said what? They that do the will of his father, he called them friends, man. That's close, man. That's real close. Like, he washed their feet, man. He washed their feet, man. So we had a mind of Yahweh Shai, man. And he left us what? The comforter, man. And it said the comforter shall teach you all things, man, pertaining to salvation. The 100% truth pertaining to salvation, man. You know what you need to do to get salvation, man. I just read them. 2 Timothy 2 and 15. 2 Peter 1 and 10. Hey, Philippians 2 and 12, man. Giving diligence to make your calling of election sure, man. Oh, what it say in Ephesians 6? As a matter of fact, Ephesians 6 and 10 reads, finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of power, that ye may be able to stand, against the wiles of the devil. To stand, man. Well, in great boldness, man, in the highways and byways, man. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness, of this world, man, against spiritual wickedness in high places, man. Wherefore, take unto you the whole arm of power, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day. Jacob's trouble coming, man, and having done all to stand, man. Because you're going to have to stand. You got to stand, man. 2 feet, 10 toes bound, man. Stand, therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, take the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, man. The fiery dart, you go into the word fiery, all the trickery, man, all the crafty, the cunningness, all the wickedness these devils going to try to throw at you, man. And take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, man. Beautiful times, man. We living in some beautiful times, man. This is Yahweh Judah Israel put up Jeremiah 49:10. But I have made Esau bare, I have uncovered his secret places, and he shall not be able to hide himself. His seed is spoiled, and his brethren, and his neighbors, and he is not, man. He will be taken out of. Oh, beautiful precept, brother. It's just the spirit. Yeah, I don't even want to get off now. I'm already over an hour. This Job 24 and 24. Read verse 23. Though it be given him to be in safety, whereon he resteth, yet his eyes are upon their ways. The Most High Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh's eyes are upon their ways. They are exalted for a little while, but are gone and brought low. Brought low. Back in Genesis 3, when he said he was going to be on his belly, the basis of men. The lowest of the low. They are exalted for a little while, but are gone and brought low. They are taken out of the way as all other, and cut off as the tops of the ears of corn, man. You see, you rule for a little while, but you're going to be taken out of the way like all others, man. Beautiful, beautiful. Like while Judah Israel put up Lamentation 4:21. Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom, that dwellest in the land of Uz. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt be drunken and shall make thyself naked. Right. Hey, man, because, hey, right now, he's uncovered, man. Everything about Esau Edom is out, man. We know who you are, man, and what you do. I broke this out of camp Saturday, man. You got this Man and Boy Love Association, man. Nambula, whatever it's called. Man and Boy Love Association, man. You devils are pedophiles, man. You wicked. You are the filth of the earth, man. Ephesians 4 and 22. That ye put off concerning the former conversation, the old man, which is corrupt according to the deceitful lust. Right, man. If you want about the cares of this world, you ain't gonna make it, man. You're an enemy against the Lord, man. James 4 and 4 tell you that, man. Okay? If you love this world, man, you are enemy to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shah. I'm not put up James Psalm 5 and 9. But there is none faithfulness in their mouth. Their thoughts, the inward part is very wickedness, is very wickedness. Their throat is an open sepulchre. They flatter with their tongue. Right. That's they Psalm 94 and 20, man. They frame mischief by law, man. Okay. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent, man. They wet their tongue like a sword, man. Even bitter words, man. This is who we dealing with. The wicked, man. The devil, man. Salaki, the devils, the deceivers, man. The diablos, man. A beautiful precept, brother. Beautiful precept. I gotta use that. Hey, but Lord willing is edifying. Gotta give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh. Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rikah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone who rule well, who teach well. In the sincere salutation to all the ark and pushing this truth and believing this truth throughout the four winds of the earth, the entire world, waking up the hope of the elect. And shalom to the Akwa who are listening and learning. A few sisters who are listening and learning. Lord willing, edifying. Till next time I say shalom, wa abad babal. Hey, the water for everybody tuning in, man. The water for you sisters and you, for you Akim and you Akwa tuning in, man. May Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai continue to bless you and your houses. Hey, and anytime I always say this, anytime you got to go somewhere, man, hey, pull out that Luke 10, man. Ask the Lord to let peace be to that place. As a matter of fact, let me close with this. Sometimes I forget to bring it out, but I have to bring it out. This is Luke 10 and verse 7. And in the same house remain Salakia. Verse 8. Luke 10 and 8. And into whatsoever city ye enter, and they receive you, eat such as things as I set before you. This is the one, verse 7. And in the same house remain eating and drinking such things that are given, for the labor is worthy of his hire. You know what? Salakia. Oh, I'm sorry. Luke 10 and 5. This is what I want to read. And then into whatsoever house ye enter, first say, peace be to this house. So no matter where you go at, if it's family members, it's to the grocery store, work, wherever you got to go at, man, ask the Heavenly Father Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh, try to let peace be there while you're there, man. Because it say if not, in the next verse, it's going to return to you, man. We got to stay prayed up. Got to stay prayed up, man. Hey, Lord willing, edifying. Hey, shalom, Mark. How about Shema Shabbat Hey, till next time, shalom.